Hi, it's been 2 weeks now since my last post. I didn't see the point in posting every week when not really a lot was changing. So I'm now at week 6. Tomorrow marks my first day back at the gym and I can't wait. I'm going to take it easy though. I'm just going to go for a 20-minute bike ride. And the scar was healing all great. And then I noticed at the end of week 5 that I had this little red mark on the very edge of the scar, and it really was quite sore. If I leant against anything, it sent me through the roof. The pain was really quite bad, and so I thought rather than suffer in silence, it was probably better to go and get it checked out. So I had my 6-week review about 4 or 5 days early, so I went down to the clinic, and lovely Maggie there, the nurse, she had a look and decided, as I'd thought, that it was probably a trapped stitch. So she had a fiddle around and pulled out a piece of thread about this long out the side, so that's gone now, and I've got a bit of gauze covered over it, and I've got to keep it dry now till at least tomorrow. So I'm back to only washing by the sink and keeping it nice and dry. The other thing with it being it's been very icy here, and I was at work getting ready to go and getting ready to go from one building to another, and I slipped on the ice in the car park. Both my legs went from under me and I fell with a really good thump on the floor. Didn't know which part of me to grab first, my stomach or to stop myself from falling. Grazed my hand, a nice big graze on my leg, bruises everywhere, but my stomach, oh my gosh, it was hurting for a good 2 days after I'd done it. I felt like I'd been doing sit-ups all night long, which only just goes to prove that as much as I think that I'm ready and rearing to go and back to normal, I'm really not. And the scar itself has been healing quite fine. I think it's all well and truly I've just got to wait for it now to not be quite so red, and that's going to take a good, couple of years, isn't it? So as for the swelling, I got to the end of week 4, decided that I would wear my compression garments a little bit longer, and made it halfway to week 5 and thought that really they weren't tight enough anymore and they weren't doing a great deal. So I bought myself some really big tight pants from Primark, one size smaller than me, so I got a size 8 to 10 rather than a 10 to 12 to try to keep the swelling down as much as possible, and it did actually work, and I got a bit lax with wearing them, and so I stopped wearing them altogether, thinking that I was pretty much done and dusted. But when I did go to see Maggie, she did say that she thought that I was a little bit swollen and probably could do with still wearing them, maybe at least till week 9. So I'm back in all my compression garments again. I also got a bit of a telling off for being back in my jeans, as she said they were going to aggravate the scar, so I've ditched the jeans again and I'm back in my tracksuit bottoms. So party season is upon us. Christmas is almost here, 1 week away, so I intend to be in my nice little slinky Christmas dress without my compression garments for the day, but I thought I would just give you a quick look at the belly so you can see how it's all healing.
The exact details are on the website, which we'll show you at the end of the programme. This year's apprentice has generated miles of column inches, radio and television conversations, endless web traffic.
Back in the compression garments overnight. I take most of them off because it's just so awkward to wear them. I can't sleep very well. So I've got my little patch just there where I've got to keep this on now for, tomorrow I can take it off actually. So that's just there. And then belly button healing fine. It has been bleeding just a little bit today. Don't quite know why though, really. And then the scar, I think, again, is healing quite nicely. So that's my front view, still very nice and tight. It's a little bit swollen there. And that's the side view there. All this here. Everything's a little bit tight. So it's still very nice and flat. So that's it. That's week 6. So probably post at week 8, which will be well into the new year and not far off seeing the surgeon. So that's Tummy Tuck Journey so far. Bye bye everybody.